Well, hey friends. So I think we have a new thing here. This is going to be a series of videos that I do for you as I walk away from pressing a lot of clothes at Hamilton. This morning was early. Usually on Friday, I avoided the early calls because you got to do 4-hour call before the crew comes in to set up the show. So on a matinee, a 2 o'clock matinee, crew is going to start at 12:30, meaning everything's got to be done and out of the way, meaning it's got to be wrapped up by noon. So they do 8 a.m. Ooh, and on Sundays with the 3 o'clock show, they do 9 a.m. Ooh! I was able to avoid those calls. Thank you, Jessica, the supervisor, for being so kind and giving me the later calls, the noon calls. And on Fridays, a 1 p.m. call. Well, it is Friday, and I'm walking away from there at 1. Why is that? We did a 9 a.m. today. Why is that? Because they have a put-in rehearsal this afternoon. What is that? Here's what a put-in rehearsal is. When the show is just running, it's not brand new, so everyone's not learning it at the same time, putting it up at the same time. You'll have replacement actors either in the ensemble or as principal roles throughout the run of a show. Or understudies who will be going on at some point or should be ready to go on at any point. That will be given a put-in rehearsal, where they are being put into the show. So they've rehearsed, they've watched the show, they've rehearsed in a studio with stage managers during the day. If they're a new member of the company, then they've come in and watched the show from the front of the house. Eventually, they'll get to trail backstage like once, and that's a tough one because it's so tight backstage in any show. You gotta kind of, an extra body it's a problem. So you kind of gotta, we do a thing called shove with love. Don't be there now. You're about to get run over by a set piece. Don't be here now. Get out of the way. Tuck into the set piece. I've had actors trailing quick changes of mine on shows where you have to hide in the rack of costumes. We'll part them for you so you can stand in the costumes and watch what we're doing. Try to see what we're doing, because that's the best I can tell you or show you. So by the time you get to your put-in rehearsal, you've done rehearsal on stage. Maybe not with the full company. Maybe it's all the swings and the understudies with you. And probably, unless you're the Phantom of the Opera, when you even have your put-in, you're not getting the full set. You're certainly not getting the orchestra. That's a lot of money. You're probably not getting the lights. You're not getting the lights. It's a lot of money to call everybody in for all of that. If you get a put-in with full everything, it's because you're the Phantom of the Opera or a star. Other than that, you're in your costume. You're getting the gist. Now, the other thing with the put-in, those being put into the show will be in full costume, full makeup, and their wigs, doing their quick changes, doing their whole show top to bottom as they would do it in real life. Everybody around you on stage is not wearing their costumes. We don't have to prep all their clothes again and dirty up all their clothes again just for a rehearsal. I'm in a construction zone. It's called Manhattan. So sometimes you're the only person in a costume, which can make you feel like an idiot. So a lot of shows will do themed put-ins, like, okay, the theme for this Friday's put-in is beach party. So everyone's gonna wear bikinis and bathing suits and bring beach balls. And you're not gonna mess with the show itself on stage, but on stage, we're all gonna look a little ridiculous to make this person in their costumes not feel so like a sore thumb. I know situations where, like an actress who had played Alphaba, the green girl in Wicked, on a different show when she was put in, we're all gonna wear green. It's an Alphaba put in. So that's just for fun. The other thing that's kind of standard with a put in is if it is your put in, you bring treats for the company. Because yes, by contract, they can be called to rehearsal a lot. It's right within the contract and within the producers or the production's right to rehearse people. But it's kind of an unspoken, thank you for coming in on a Friday afternoon when you would rather be anyplace else in the world just to put me into the show. So here's boxes and boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts. That's kind of standard. And if you don't bring treats, you're an asshole. Fun fact about Krispy Kreme, I don't even know if this is still true in this day and age, but used to be, if you brought Krispy Kreme to the theater, it means you got laid the night before. So there's always, whenever Krispy Kreme shows up, somebody will say, who got laid? I don't know where that came from, but that's a thing. Anyways, so today at Hamilton, they're putting, I think it's about 3 or 4 different people in. I think they're all principal covers, and they're being nice enough to give all these people a full put in. with all their clothes and stuff, and maybe a couple new ensemble members coming off the tour or something. So, so there's a lot of, the whole wardrobe crew is in there now, getting several tracks ready to do the full thing, while the rest of the company will roll in. I don't think they're bothering with a theme today. The theme is, yay, we survived a pandemic, let's go do a put-in. And they'll do their put-in, so that's why I had to get in there early. I had to iron everything earlier. And now I'm going home, where I will feed cats and go on with the rest of my life. Okay, ciao then.